Hello, dear children. Today we will begin with the first poem in our textbook, that is 1.1 poem Life, written by the poetess Charlotte Bronte. Children, the picture you can see on the screen is that of Bronte, who is the poetess of our poem Life, which we are going to study now. She, uh, sh- this poem, Life, is written by this poetess, Charlotte Bronte. She was an English novelist, and her novels became classics of Indian literature. She was such a good novelist that the novels written by her had become the classics, like the epics, or you can say very famous in the English literature. She was born on 21st April 1816 and she died on 31st March 1855. Her many poems and novels are considered as the art of literature. So children, this is the poetess who has written this poem Life, which we are going to discuss about now and which we are going to try to understand. Children, here the poetess says that a life is full of positiveness or hope, or all good things. So we should be very hopeful, full of courage. So it will help us. It will help you throughout your life. Whenever you feel sad, lonely, threatened, or threatened by problems, or in your life, just remember the gist of this poem. You may not remember the entire poem, but you can definitely remember the meaning of the poem, what the poetess has tried to convey to you. So if you remember that also, it will definitely help you not only to face the situation bravely, but also to overcome the problems which you face in your life. Or if you are sometimes unhappy, you find that there's no hope, or it is very difficult to get out of the situation, always remember this poem, or the gist or the meaning of this poem, what the poetess has tried to convey to you. If you remember that, you will definitely feel that yes, my bad times, my unhappiness will definitely pass by very soon, and there will be happiness and joy in my life very shortly. So let us start discussing the poem. We will just try to understand the poem. Children, in this poem, the poetess has described life very nicely. She has said in this that life is not really so full of problems or tensions or worries, and we should be patient. Even if we have uh, problems in our life, we should have patience, and we should always have the confidence that these bad days are not going to stay with us, or not going to be for us for always. They are going to change, and we are again going to have good days back. So whatever situation comes in our life, we will never have always good things in our life, or we will never have only bad things in our life. So it keeps on changing. For some days we have good times, sometimes we have bad times. It seems, we feel when there are good times, we feel that these good days are passing by very fast, but the bad days or our problems, when we are in problems, those time passes very slowly. That is what we feel, but it is not actually so. Also, in this poem, the poetess has also said that we should always be hopeful, we should always be very positive, and we should always keep on trying to solve our problems. We should have a very positive attitude towards our problems. We should always feel that we will, in anyhow and in any case, we are going to face these problems, and we are going to come out of it, and again our good days are going to be with us, or we will always have good days after the bad days. So children, if you remember this poem, or if you understand this poem, the gist of this poem, or what the poetess wants to convey to you in this poem, if you remember that pretty well, if you understand that pretty well, this poem will help you throughout your life. Whenever you feel sad, lonely, or threatened by problems in your life, just remember this poem. It will definitely help you not only to face the situation bravely but also to overcome it. So let us begin with the explanation of the poem. We'll just read the poem and try to understand what the poem wants to say in detail. Poetess wants to say in detail. Life, belief. Okay, first of all, children, before we even start with this poem, the explanation part, if you have a textbook, please take the uh, live poem in your textbook and take a pencil. If you do not have the textbook, please take a notebook and a pen. So whatever meanings I tell you, you can just write it down then and there itself so that you don't forget it, or later on if you need it for reference, you can definitely have it. Okay, first two lines. Life belief is not a dream so dark as sages say. Now children, here the word so dark means complicated, and the word sages means wise people or learned people or experienced wise people in our house, or any elderly people who are experienced, who are wise, who are very known as for their wisdom. So especially our elders. So here the poetess requests her readers to believe that life is not a dream but it is a reality. So our life is not a dream. We are not dreaming. It is reality. And some of the wise men or elders always keep advising that we should be very careful throughout. Um, we should be very careful and thoughtful, otherwise we may have to pay a big price for our mistakes. But the poetess says that life is not so complicated. It is, we have to definitely be careful, or we have to be very thoughtful before doing things, but sometimes if do mistakes happen, or even if we do not do the mistakes but we do face some problems, we should not be scared very much, or we should not be very much stressed because of that. So she says that life is not that very complicated. Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Here oft means often. Just a minute. Oft means often. Often a little morning rain. If oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Foretells, tells in advance, or predicts, you can say. A pleasant day. Pleasant means happy or beautiful or joyful. So even if we have a very scanty rainfall, or very less rain in the morning, generally it is said that if the remaining part of the day or the remaining day becomes very joyful, happy or pleasant. Here children, we can also say that not only the rainfall, the poetess is trying to say that many a times morning rain, after a morning rain, the day becomes very pleasant, that is happy or joyful, or beautiful. So we can say that if the start of the day is good or joyful, the entire day is very pleasant and happy for us. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. So sometimes there are clouds of glooms. So clouds of gloom here means that sometimes we face darkness or face problems, but then these are transient all. Transient means they are all temporary. So sometimes we do face problems, or we do have some unhappiness in our life, but then this is a temporary phase. This is just a passing time, or this is just a for a very short time. Sometimes it is that happiness, happens that in our life there is lots of darkness, that is we have a lot of problems in our life, but the poetess says that this darkness or these problems are temporary. They will soon pass by and we will be out of the problems soon, and with the uh, soon along with the time. The poetess here says that we all have some or the other problems in our life, but they are all temporary and will not remain in our life always. That phase or that bad time will definitely pass by. Okay, so let us move ahead. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh why lament its fall. If the shower here means rain, if the rain will make the roses bloom, bloom means to shine or to grow. So or oh why lament its fall, and here the word lament means regret or express sorrow for, or express grief. So here the poetess is saying that if the rain is making the roses shine or the roses grow, why we should regret the shower, or why we should regret the rainfall. Here the poetess is saying that we should not worry or regret for the problems in our life. If these problems or troubles or darknesses are making us strong and bringing the shine to our life. What happens that whenever we face some problems and we try to fight those problems, or we try to find a solution for those problems, so that time we become more stronger and we have more experiences in our life, or we have more we can say ability to overcome those problems, and we get stronger and stronger as we face the problems. So the poet is saying that if, because we are facing the problem and trying to solve those problems is making us strong, we should not lament or regret those problems in our life. Next, rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Rapidly, merrily, rapidly means very fast. Merrily means happily. Life's sunny hours flit by. Sunny hours are good times, and flit by is pass away. So the poetess says that the happy times in our lives, or the good times in our lives, or the happy moments in our life, it seems that they pass away very fast, very quickly in our life. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. Gratefully means thankfully, cheerily, happily. Then enjoy them as they fly. As they fly means as they pass by. So here the poetess is saying, as the happy moments in our life are short lived, or we feel that they will soon pass by, so we should enjoy those moments and we should be very thankful to God or to the Almighty that we have those happy moments in our life, and we should enjoy them before they pass by, or we should enjoy them thoroughly. Here the poetess says that the life's good or golden times passes by very fast and happily, so we should enjoy them, or we should enjoy those moments or those golden times, and should not worry or bother about the bad times or problems which we have in our lives. So it is as I told you earlier, that it is not that we always have good times or we always have bad times. So sometimes it may happen in our life also that we are happy and we are sad as well. So or even when we are happy, it is a temporary phase, and sadness is also a temporary phase. So when we have happiness or when we have golden moments in our life, we should enjoy those moments, and we should not bother that what problems we earlier had or which we may have in the future. What though death at times step in and call our best away? What do death at times step in? Here, death means not necessarily death, but something very bad or something very big problem comes in our life and calls our best away, and some of our very beloved person or very near and dear person is uh, near and dear person dies or is leaves us forever. So here we can say that the poetess is saying that what if sometimes such happens that uh, some are very near and dear close one is goes very away from us forever. It doesn't matter if death is approaching and taking our best ones, that is, our beloved or most important or near and dear ones away. Sometimes it happens that we didn't worry about our health or our loneliness and lose our important part or important thing which is very important for us. So sometimes it happens like that also. What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Here, sorrow is unhappiness. A minute. Seems to win over hope a heavy sway. Here, sway means control or you can say influence. So here the poetess is saying that we feel that unhappiness is taking over us. Like we are very unhappy and we feel that these problems or this unhappiness is in our life for so long, it's not going to end, as in we have no more happiness left in our life. We feel that, and unhappiness seems to win. Like unhappiness is very powerful, very strong, and it's not ending, it's not finishing, it's not stopping at all, and it is taking control over our hope in an intense way. Means we start feeling very hopeless. We start feeling that there are no hopes now, finished now, we cannot get out of these problems. These are so very severe problems, and we don't find any way to just solve those problems or come out of those problems. So we start giving up, or we start feeling very uh, very, like hopeless, no hopes, that now there is no way left. Like, yet hope again elastic springs, unconquered though she fell. Shit. Unconquered though she fell. So in these two lines we can see um, yet hope again elastic spring. So here the quality of elastic or spring is given, like the elastic you stretch and release and it will regain its normal shape or normal size. Spring, you press or you stretch and again leave it, again it will take its normal shape. Unconquered, undefeated, though she fell. So here the poetess is saying that although still hope will find its way. They are like an elastic, that is, even if you contract or press or stretch, when you release it, it will take its original shape. Similarly, however bad or worse time we go through, hope will find its way and bring spring season uh, or good times back in our life. So here the spring is used in two different meanings. One is the quality of the spring, which you contract or stretch, and it will, when you release it, it will take its normal shape. And the other is the spring season, wherein you will find happiness or some good season. Spring is always observed as a very good season. So the poetess is saying that um, however unhappy you are, or however hopeless you are feeling, but still hope will find its way. It will, somehow you will find that yes, there is something which I can do about it, or there is something I can solve this problem like. And she will again conquer your defeat, or you, she will not let you defeat, or even after failing, she will always try to regain or come back, and the hope will come back, and you will again have some hope or some uh, vision or some ray of hope that you can still come out of it. Next two lines: still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. So here the poetess is saying that still buoyant, still buoyant are her wings. Buoyant is strong, are her golden wings. Golden is strong and quality of very nice quality of wings. Still strong to bear us well, to bear us well. So the poetess is here saying that the wings of hope are so very strong that even after falling, the golden wings of life will bounce back, and it will again rise up and hold us strong and nicely. So this hope is so strong, you can say, or it is so nice that however hopeless we feel, but still the wings of hope are so golden, and they will definitely bounce back just like the spring and elastic, and it will again rise up. It will again make us rise up and have the feeling that we cannot be defeated by anything or any problem, and it will hold us nicely. It will give us, continue giving us that feeling that we cannot be defeated, or we are undefeatable. Okay. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear. Manfully is bravely, and fearlessly is without having any fear. So manlessly, fearlessly, the day of trial bear. The day of trial bear here means the day when the decision will be taken. Now when is the decision taken? Usually at the end of the life or end of a particular thing. So here the poetess is saying that bravely and fearlessly, the day when the decision will be taken. Those who have won their courage will not be taken over by darkness or unhappiness. Courage can never be taken away by unhappiness or by despair. So those who have been very courageous, those who have fought the situation very strongly, those who have had the patience to bear the problems or unhappiness in their life, afterwards, when the day of trial comes, that time they will see that darkness or unhappiness or all these negative things like unhappiness, unwillingness, hopelessness, this will all be very smaller, and they will not be, all these things will not be able to defeat a person. Okay. For gloriously and victoriously, can courage quell despair? Gloriously is okay. Gloriously is very shiningly you can say, or giving you fame, glory, fame. Victoriously, the winning quality. Can courage quell despair? For gloriously, victoriously. Gloriously here means fame. Victoriously is winning, victory. Can courage quell despair? Here the word quell means end, and despair is unhappiness. So the poet says that if we face the situation very manfully, that is very bravely or strongly, fearlessly, manly, fearlessly means very strongly, bravely, and fearlessly on the day of trial, we will have a very good fame. We will be victorious definitely, and because why we will be very we will have a very good fame, or we will be famous and victorious, because courage can never end unhappiness. Courage is undefeatable, and courage will never end unhappy. Courage, only courage will help us to defeat the unhappiness or overcome our problems. So here the courage is the most important thing, and because of courage we can definitely overcome any situation, and we will be on the day of trial, that is at the end of the life, we will feel that although we do not give any explanation to anyone, but definitely on the at the end of our life, that we will definitely feel that only because of courage and positive attitude, and because of our strength, braveness, and um, fearless attitude, because of that we were victorious, we were famous, or we were satisfied, because of the courage we had against the unhappiness or against the problems which we had faced or which we had in our life. So this poem is about always keeping ourselves strong and positive and hopeful for the better things which will happen in our lives. Okay, I hope this poem is very clear now. You must have understood this poem. And here is some English workshop activities for you all. The warming up activities also were there. This you can definitely do it yourself, because here you have to write like life is a game. Life is a game. Play it well. Life is a journey. Keep it going ahead. Similarly, you have to write some popular lines about life. Any five you have to write, which I think you'll be able to write. You can just give it a try. Then also here we have to prepare any acrobatics using the word life. As you can see, two examples are given here. Life is liberty. L stands for liberty, so it can stand also for loyalty. Children, whenever we prepare these acrobatics, please remember that we should never use negative words. Try to use positive words, such words which can give you good thing, like loyalty. Right, rather than writing laziness or lazy, always prefer writing loyal, then liberal or liberty. I stands for integrity, intelligent, or so such words which can give you a positive feeling, or a very positive words you can write. Fraternity, F stands for fraternity. Similarly, children, not only about life, you can have so many other words for life, acrobatics for life, using the word life, but also you can use your name spellings, your first name. You can write that name and use the spelling. For example, if it is Amit, A stands for adorable, A stands for ambitious, M stands for mighty, M stands for manageful, I stands for intelligent, I stands for intellectual. So, and T stands for tough. T stands for talented. In the same way, you can just write your name, and from the from the letters you can always make this acrobatics. Now this is uh, listen carefully and write the words in the appropriate column. So when we say hopeful, does it give you a positive feeling or a negative feeling? It gives us a very positive feeling. So hopeful will go into positive feelings column. Lonely will go into negative column. Happy, joyous, surprised will all go in the positive column. Shy will in the negative. Loving, proud, cheerful in a positive. Anxious, nervous in negative. Excited, embarrassed in positive. Scared, silly, negative. Comfortable, peaceful into positive. Depressed into negative. Enthusiastic, motivated, inspired, positive. Threatened, crushed and angry, all three in the negative column. Okay, now children, you please try to attempt this English workshop. Pick out from the poem 2 lines each that give that reflect an optimistic, that is a positive attitude, and pessimistic, that is 2 negative attitudes. So you have to pick up 2 lines from the poem which give you a very positive feelings, that is the optimistic feeling, and 2 lines which give you a very pessimistic, that is the negative attitude. Okay. Also here we are going to write the meanings or other adverbs of similar meaning for the following. You can please try this with a pencil in your textbook, or you can write it in the rough book. In the next lecture we will definitely check this, or I'll give you the I'll help you solve all this. Now, what are interrogations? What are the questions asked in this, and what is the explanation to it? That also we are going to pick out 3 examples of interrogation from the poem. Explain in your own words the point that each one makes. So this also activity you can just try it, give it a try. Otherwise, I am always there to help you out. This entire exercise we are going to solve. First, I want you all to solve at least the first 3 questions, and this you can try at home. Otherwise, we'll continue in the next period. I'll definitely discuss the answers with you. Okay, then bye. Take care. And your homework for today is the meanings. You're supposed to write down the meanings of the poem, and you have to read the poem once again and try to solve this activity, warming up as well as the English workshop activity in your notebooks.